Happy 45th anniversary, Trellis, from all of us here at Native American Connections. Patty and Joel and the rest of your staff, thank you for all you've done over the years and making sure that all people, inclusive, have safe, affordable homes to live. We appreciate our work together on the Low-Income Housing Tax Credit Program and advancing the number of units that Trellis can provide. And we wish you 45 more years of serving our community. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me to participate in your celebration. I want to congratulate Patricia, the Trellis Board of Directors, staff, and all the partners and stakeholders who share a commitment to building a stronger community in Phoenix. I also want to congratulate Patricia for her milestone anniversary of 15 years as CEO of Trellis. Trellis is a part of the NeighborWorks America's seminal beginnings. Neighborhood Housing Services of Phoenix was one of the earliest organizations to become a member of the network. You were part of a group of about 45 organizations from across the country who shared a vision to revitalize neighborhoods and stimulate the dream of homeownership for those who had been locked out. Today, Trellis stands as a nationally recognized organization for its successful homeownership and revitalization programs. When Phoenix was deeply impacted by the last housing crisis, Trellis stepped up to become a national leader in foreclosure prevention and consumer protections. Trellis has never lost sight of their roots and remained focused on resident leadership and engagement. Trellis has always been a strong, capable partner. Countless times we have sought this organization out to pilot programs and see them exceed our expectations. We commend Trellis's ability to adapt to the changing environment, and we know you'll be ready if called on to address the needs of residents in the face of our current economic and health crisis that's been triggered by the global pandemic. With your deep commitment to the Phoenix community, I know you will enjoy much future success. And NeighborWorks America stands by you to continue our journey together in building resilient, strong, and vibrant communities. Congratulations.
Hi, I'm Terry Pinelli, the Executive Director of LISC Phoenix. Trellis was one of the first LISC partners here in Phoenix, working to promote, develop, and build safe and affordable housing in Maricopa County. Homeownership may seem unthinkable to some people, but not at Trellis. They believe having a home means wealth that a family can build upon. It means success for their children in school and life, and so much more. On behalf of all of my colleagues at LISC, we want to congratulate Patricia, her staff, and all of the Trellis team, past and present, on 45 years of helping families achieve their dream of homeownership. We look forward to working with Trellis for many more years.
Hello, my name is Paul Luna, President and CEO of Helios Education Foundation. At Helios, we believe that education changes lives and makes our communities better. And we also understand the importance of home ownership in helping our students and families succeed. That's why today we joined the community in celebrating the 45th anniversary of Trellis. Congratulations to Patricia Garcia Duarte, CEO, the Trellis board and staff, for your 45 years of great service to our community. And we look forward to many more years of success in helping our families and our communities thrive. Congratulations.
Hi, everyone. I'm Vanessa Ruiz, and it is a true pleasure to be here with all of you today. Now, I'm part of today's program because, just like you, I believe in the mission of Trellis. Welcome to the 45th anniversary celebration of Trellis, now in its 5th decade providing affordable housing in the Phoenix area. Now, first of all, we would like to thank our event sponsors, especially our premier sponsor, JP Morgan Chase, and our neighborhood sponsor, Western Alliance Bank. We really could not do this without you. Now, for those of you who are watching, if you have not done so already, please register with the GiveSmart website so that you can participate today. Go to trellis2021.givesmart.com. Now, there are several ways that you can participate. Once you are registered, in addition to giving that 100% tax-deductible gift, you can learn more about Trellis. You can also win some money while supporting Trellis in the 50/50 raffle. One ticket costs $10, but we recommend that you actually purchase 12 for $100. The 50/50 raffle will close at approximately 12:15 today, and we will announce the winner near the end of our celebration. But there's so much more. You can also place a bid in the silent auction, which you will not want to miss. Auction items include artwork, sports memorabilia, hotel staycations, dispensary gift certificates, and also a wine basket donated by the Trellis board and event committee members. The silent auction will actually be open until tomorrow, Friday, April 9th at noon. And with Mother's Day and Father's Day right around the corner, how about an autographed football from Arizona's very own NFL Hall of Fame quarterback, Kurt Warner? That sounds pretty amazing. Now, Trellis will follow up with an email to all of today's attendees with the names of the winners of the raffle and also the silent auction items. Now, silent auction winners can pick up their prizes at the Trellis offices located on 14th Street and East McDowell Road in Phoenix. Now, you can also text your support by texting Trellis 2021 to 76278. Any amount is welcome. So again, text Trellis 2021 to 76278. Now, a few technical reminders for you. First, this program will come to you most clearly if you use Google Chrome, Firefox, or the Safari web browsers. Internet Explorer places the stream on the bottom part of your page, and you don't want that. Also, there's a chat function if you want to catch up virtually with other attendees or make some new friends and connections. Now, after today's show is done, you can rewatch the whole thing at trellis2021.givesmart.com. And you can send the link to people all across the United States, as we have again until tomorrow, 12 noon, to donate or bid on silent auction items. We are so glad that you can join us virtually from the safety and comfort of wherever you may be watching. So now, let's get started. It is with great pleasure that I introduce the current Trellis Board Chair, Abraham James III.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Abraham James, and I'm lucky enough to be the current Trellis Board Chair. We are grateful to have you join us for our 45th anniversary celebration. We want to thank all our sponsors, especially our premier sponsors, JP Morgan Chase, and our neighborhood sponsor, Western Alliance Bank. We couldn't do the work we do without the financial support of the community and people like you. You're going to hear a lot about Trellis and the great work we do, or at least I think it's great. If you don't already agree, you will quite soon. I hope you'll bid on our great auction items, buy a chance at our 50/50 raffle, or support Trellis through a financial donation. Now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the Honorable Congressman Ruben Gallego.
Hi, Trellis, and congratulations on your 45th anniversary. It has been a pleasure to see you grow as an organization since just my short time here in Phoenix. But no matter what, you have always, and no matter what time, you have always filled a very difficult but necessary niche, making sure that people that normally would not be able to afford housing, stable housing, are able to really fulfill their American dream. And I know this from personal experience with many of my with some family members that have used Trellis. So thank you so much. Thank you to the board of directors. You will provide something that many people seek, stability and that shot at the American dream. And while many people don't recognize this, your home is probably one of the biggest assets in wealth generation that you will get, which is especially important to us as Latinos and other minority communities. So congratulations again. Thank you, and I hope you succeed further in your mission.
Thank you so much, Congressman Gallego. We are now pleased to introduce Noreen Bishop Hill from JP Morgan Chase, our premier sponsor.
Hello, I'm Noreen Bishop, Managing Director for JP Morgan's private bank in Arizona. I also chair our local leadership team, and what gives me the wonderful opportunity to join you here today to represent JP Morgan Chase and our over 10,000 employees in Arizona. We are deeply proud of our partnership with Trellis and our investment in its affordable housing and financial education programs. Throughout the years, our firm has been deeply involved in supporting Trellis's efforts to provide homeownership counseling, financial access, and neighborhood development projects. We know firsthand the value of providing education and counseling, and Trellis has been providing education and counseling to tens and thousands of families and individuals for the last 45 years, including helping families in purchasing their first new home. Guiding Trellis, I couldn't think of a more passionate and dedicated leader than Patricia Garcia Duarte, CEO and President, also a foremost advocate for affordable housing in the Southwest. We are so fortunate to have Patricia and the entire staff and board who are equally passionate and committed about the families that they are serving and helping. We believe at JP Morgan Chase that it is important for businesses to step up and help the communities during these challenging times. It's why last year our firm announced a $30 billion commitment to harness our business expertise, policy, and philanthropy and help improve the economic opportunities for underserved communities, especially Black and Latinx communities. It is through these commitments that we will provide loans, equity, direct funding to help promote and expand affordable housing and home ownership in underserved communities and help close the racial divide. We know by supporting Trellis that we are making a difference during these challenging times and helping families with home ownership. Patricia and team, congratulations on 45 years and look forward to witnessing the next chapter in Trellis's history. I now have the privilege of introducing Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego. Mayor Gallego is the second elected official female mayor in Phoenix history and the youngest big city mayor in the United States. Mayor Gallego graduated from Harvard University and earned her MBA from the Wharton School of Business. Mayor Gallego is passionate about helping Phoenicians and increase their quality of life and passionate about building a better Phoenix that works for all. It is my privilege to introduce Mayor Gallego.
I'm Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego, and it's an honor to help celebrate 45 years of Trellis's service to our community. You have helped us overcome so many challenges and helped people find their forever homes. Thank you for all you have done for this community. It's been an important legacy since 1975, when then Phoenix Vice Mayor Calvin Good helped bring neighborhood housing of Phoenix to our community. I was pleased to be there for the unveiling of the Trellis brand, as well as so many successful projects. Trellis has helped house a member of my family, as well as members of my staff, and I've seen the amazing impact, as well as the sustainable understanding of finance and how to be a successful homeowner. It is wonderful to see people get those keys. I've also been pleased to work with you on community planning in neighborhoods such as Garfield, where we took vacant lots and transformed them into magnificent places to call home. I appreciate your whole team, including Patricia Duarte, who has been serving now for 15 years and has helped transform the organization. You have helped Phoenix through some of our greatest challenges, including the big downturn about a decade ago, as well as the challenges that we are currently facing. We know that you will be with us for so many challenges still to come. Today's program is a real treat. I am honored to welcome to Phoenix virtually Roland Martin, who has been a powerful journalist and a voice for stories that need to be told but do not always have the right advocate unless he steps up into the ring. This is a great celebration of 45 years of achievement and of building better communities. We know the best is yet to come. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor Gallego, for your leadership and your support. Now it is my honor to introduce Trellis CEO, Patricia Garcia Duarte.
Hi, I'm Patricia Garcia Duarte, President and CEO of Trellis. Welcome. Welcome to our 45th anniversary celebration. We really appreciate that you're joining us today. Some of you may not be familiar about Trellis, so allow me to tell you a little bit about us. Trellis is an affiliate of NeighborWorks America, a national network of housing groups that create opportunities for people to live in affordable housing, improve their lives, and strengthen their communities. It's also important for me to say that we got started because of a movement of residents here in the Coronado neighborhood in the city of Phoenix. They worked with the city of Phoenix and NeighborWorks America and created us as Neighborhood Housing Services of Phoenix in 1975. We firmly believe that homeownership is a key in developing a family's pride and interest in the community. Pride of ownership creates and sustains excellent schools, thriving businesses, and healthy neighborhoods. The Great Recession taught us that what we offer is good for all income levels, in helping them better understand the decisions that they're going to make in purchasing their first home. So we decided to rebrand, and we changed our name to Trellis. And like a trellis, we are a framework of support for growth. Trellis has several distinct programs, from housing counseling and homebuyer education to mortgage lending and building of affordable homes, to small business development and support. But they're all interconnected in working towards and achieving our mission to create stable homes and communities. We know too well that inequality is growing in America. Our vision is to help dismantle some of the barriers that prevent equitable homeownership for all. We serve Maricopa County, and our clients are spread all over from Avondale all the way to Mesa. The vast majority are underserved populations, people of color, and mostly low and moderate income. Through the efforts of past dedicated employees and the current employees and past leadership, we have been able to create more than 3,800 first-time homebuyers. We've financed and facilitated more than $163 million in mortgage financing, a lot of it down payment assistance, and about 2,100 loans. More than 46,000 families have benefited from our financial education classes, and more than 300 homes have been built, acquired, or rehabbed. The stability of a community starts with safe and affordable homes where people can prosper. Home ownership is one way where people can start building a nest egg, building equity, building wealth over time. So we need your help. The services provided by Trellis helps homeowners not only in the short term, but it helps them in the long term as well, building wealth. I want to thank our sponsors, especially our premier sponsor, JPMorgan Chase. I'm so grateful that JPMorgan Chase has been a longtime supporter of our organization. Not only have they invested in counseling, education, financial coaching, they have financed the purchase and acquisition of our office building. They have had representatives on the board of directors, and they provided capital for our loan fund so that we can make mortgages to low and moderate income people. So thank you, JPMorgan Chase. I'm also grateful to our neighborhood sponsor, Western Alliance Bank. Western Alliance Bank has also been a longtime partner, giving us access to a very much needed program that provides down payment and closing cost assistance to low and moderate income families. Thank you, Western Alliance Bank. And to all the other sponsors, thank you very much. I also want to thank the many community supporters that donated artwork, gift baskets, and services. Thank you. We have felt your love and support. We couldn't do this without your help. Thank you. The need for safe and affordable housing is not going away anytime soon. But we will be here helping and helping families realize the American dream of homeownership if they dare to dream it. We hope you can help us with our mission by supporting the raffle, the silent auction, or simply by making a donation to Trellis. Please be assured that it will be in good hands and that we appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. If you want to learn more about Trellis, visit our website at trellisaz.org. Thank you.
Thank you, Patricia, for your years of service to Trellis. Once again, I need to remind you that the 50/50 raffle is closing at 12:15 p.m. today. During today's program, I will introduce to you 3 clients who have directly benefited from Trellis's work. Our first Trellis client is Jesse, and you're going to want to hear his story.
Hi, my name is Jesse Newell. I've been a Trellis homeowner for a couple days, over 1 year now. So I have 2 kids. My daughter's name is Madison, she's 11. My son's name is Jesse, he's 9. He plays baseball, I coach his team. My daughter plays soccer, she loves soccer, she plays soccer a lot. It shows me how much they look up to me and what I do, because it's just me around the house with them. And it kind of, you hear that a lot and stuff, like kids look up to you, but then when you get your own house and you start seeing it, it kind of hits home. I can't really say anything else about them other than, how much I love them and stuff, and it's awesome.
What made you decide that you wanted to try and buy a house?
That was the next step for our family. And we had, there was a big car accident that was pretty tragic where the kid's mom passed away. And we kind of got back on track, and that was kind of the next step of our goal. So we just kind of want to pick up where we left off type things. So now my next step is finding a career. Because right now I serve tables, I'm a waiter at a restaurant. It's a good job, I love it a lot, I've been doing it for a while. But when this whole pandemic hit and then the restaurants got shut down, it shows how unsteady this job could be. Always wanted to have a career beyond that, and the car accident kind of slowed things down. But now that I got the house, I could focus on getting a career. I'm the first in my family to graduate college, so there's no one. I realize that sounds cool, but what the difficulties is there's no one in my family who's broken through from a blue collar to white collar. Living month to month, paycheck to paycheck is kind of my thing right now, and so until I'm able to build the savings, and that's kind of my plan right now, build the savings, be able to take off of work for a little bit so I could study for the LSAT, because I want to be a lawyer. And I like this neighborhood, it was good. It's like a fulfillment type thing too, so it's always good to see your name on the mail, that's your address on it and stuff, so it's nice. I'd just like to honestly thank everyone who was involved to help me get the house, because this is, it means a lot to me. But yeah, just thank you to everybody, Teresa especially.
Jesse's story really helps bring home the message about Trellis's impact on people's lives. I want to remind you again, check out the silent auction items. You can buy a raffle ticket as well, or make a donation at trellis2021.givesmart.com. Next, I want to introduce Tim O'Connell with Western Alliance Bank, our neighborhood sponsor.
Hello everyone, my name is Tim O'Connell and I'm Portfolio Manager at Alliance Bank of Arizona, and more importantly, a proud board member of Trellis. Alliance Bank of Arizona is proud to serve as the neighborhood sponsor for the 45th anniversary event for Trellis. We are committed to Trellis's mission of providing safe and affordable housing for hard-working families of Arizona. A full introduction of Roland Martin would take far too long, but allow me to go into a little bit of detail about the life and career of our remarkable keynote speaker. Roland Martin is an experienced and respected journalist. He is the host and managing editor of #Roland Martin Unfiltered, the first daily online show in history focused on news and analysis of politics, entertainment, sports, and culture from an explicitly African American perspective. For 21 years, Martin was senior analyst for Tom Joyner Morning Show, heard on radio by millions of listeners. He's authored 3 books and contributed to several others on topics as diverse as politics, race relations, and parenting. Martin has accolades from organizations far and wide, including Ebony Magazine, Jet Magazine, News1.com, the National Association for Black Journalists, and the NAACP, to name a few. Martin has spent 6 years as a contributor for CNN, helping CNN earn a Peabody Award in 2009. The UK's Daily Telegraph named him one of the top 50 political pundits. He spent 13 years at TV1 Network. He is the former executive editor, general manager of Chicago Defender, and the former founding news editor for Savoy Magazine. He previously served as owner-publisher of Dallas-Fort Worth Heritage and managing editor of Houston Defender and Dallas Weekly. All right, with no further ado, let me kick it over to Roland S. Martin.
Let me first of all thank everyone with Trellis for inviting me to participate in your 45th anniversary. It is always good to celebrate milestones, and you certainly should be commended for the work that you are doing when it comes to the issue of home ownership. So allow me to get right into my arguments, my speech. That if I chose to tag, as we say in church, tag this text, I shall title this freedom. I shall title this to be freedom. In 2000, I was covering the Democratic National Convention. While covering the Democratic National Convention in Los Angeles on the night that Al Gore accepted the nomination for president, I was in intense pain. My right side was hurting. I could barely walk. Literally, I was moving at a snail's pace. Next day, in the hospital, my appendix had ruptured. It had perforated. Spent 5 days in the hospital, no health insurance. The following year, the second year, the third year, constant emails, phone calls to pay the $70,000, $80,000 in healthcare cost. I then was talking to a former colleague about the idea of bankruptcy. Eventually filed in 2004. What precipitated the bankruptcy was getting a home foreclosure notice. Here I was scraping and scrambling, trying to pay the debt. And it was difficult. And I get this notice, they're going to foreclose on the home. Here is a home that I had purchased signed in December of 1999, coming out of a divorce. Here I am in 2004 on the verge of losing this home. When the bankruptcy lawyer told me, at the moment I file bankruptcy, all of the phone calls and emails cease. They cannot contact me. I said, let's go. I was going to discharge all debts. I ended up getting a job at the Chicago Defender, paying me $110,000. Bankruptcy court says you have to pay all the debts off, not a problem. I was like, whatever. Fast forward to 2008, I make my final bankruptcy payment. Bankruptcy discharged. I had overpaid taxes in 2008, 2009. I got a $25,000 return. I tell my financial advisor, I'm going to use this to pay off or to pay off the house. She didn't like the idea, and I said, look, somebody like me talk way too much trash on television to ever be homeless. So I send the $25,000, pay it down. I then send another $25,000 or whatever. Eventually got to the point where I paid the house off. Freedom. I was going down a path of economic freedom. Coming out of the bankruptcy, forget credit cards, forget that stuff. I'm not trying to have debt. Freedom. My parents decided to retire early. My dad worked for Amtrak for more than 25 years. He calculated how much he was making working for the city of Houston Health Department. And finally, it was like, why don't I just go ahead and just retire and take my railroad retirement early? They were living in a very small apartment, 1 bedroom in Houston. And my parents said, well, we need to find us, a smaller apartment that's cheaper. I'm like, what the hell is going to be smaller? Had a living room, a kitchen, a little dining area, bathroom, bedroom. I said, y'all can go live in my house in Dallas rent free. My dad said, damn, that's a good idea, rent free. He said, look, I take care of the house. My dad's a clean freak. And so 2 months later, they were packed up, gone. They've now been living in my home in Dallas, the Dallas area, for I think this now 11 years. My sister, who had come to live with us with her 2 children, was living there already with one of her daughters. So today there are 3 generations of Martins living in one house that I was on the verge of losing through bankruptcy in 2004. So here we now sit 17 years later, and that very home is providing a base for 3 generations of Martins. That's the power of home ownership. My parents, my sister, and my niece are living in a 4-bedroom, 2,500 square foot corner lot house, not having to pay rent, which means that owning the home is having a direct impact on the finances of my family members. I get text messages every day that want to sell the home. They want to sell the home. Nope, stop calling me. Nope, stop calling me. A house that I bought for $122,000 in December of 1999 is now valued upwards of $200,000 by the Dallas County Appraisal District. So here I have an asset that I could sell, but I'm choosing not to sell because it is providing a home for 3 generations of my family. That is important because as our parents get older, my parents will be 74. Dad will be 74 next month. Mom 74 in November. We end up taking care of our parents, taking them in. The situation that I have is that I don't have to. Still able-bodied, sisters there, nieces there, with my parents. See, what we have to do is we have to redefine this idea in our families, in our community, about what it means to own. We've got to start changing the paradigm of just renting, handing somebody else money, who then is taking that money and doing whatever they want with it. And then after a period of time, we walk away and we don't own anything. Now, let me be real clear. There are other times we can make strategic decisions as to why we should rent, why we should lease, depending upon what the financial condition of our lives are. But what I am trying to lay out to folks is that too many of us must reprogram our views, reprogram our mind when it comes to this very issue. Because we are expending and putting a tremendous amount of energy in trying to have this fashionable purse, these athletic shoes, in this car, as opposed to being able to have this asset that can serve multiple purposes for our families. How it can redefine the economic condition of our families and impact more than one generation. That means that what we have to do, we have to get back into a state of mind that home ownership equates to Black freedom or freedom from anybody. I sat down and I was like, wait a minute. I'm spending, because of high interest rate, I'm spending $1,300, $1,400 a month on a mortgage. Yet the property taxes where I am at the time, $3,000. Calculator. Now wait a minute. I'm spending $1,300 a month times 12. So I'm handing $15,600 a year. But let's just say the property taxes were $4,000 divided by 12. I'm only spending $333 per month. So what I said is, well, wait a minute. If I pay this house off and I own it outright, the older that I get and I am living in the home, that means that I don't have the pressure anymore of trying to meet a $1,300 a month mortgage. I can find me something, or using retirement funds, investment funds, to only pay $333 a month for property taxes. Smart decision. That is the type of thinking that is required for us to change our community. And because of the assets that I have been able to build and develop, truth be told, I don't need the money from the sale of the home right now. I could literally gift that home to my sister or my niece, and so now they have an asset that I could gift the asset to my niece, who's 21, who in a decade could turn around and sell the asset. And now she will have at least $200,000 to be able to put into her savings, or for her to be able to invest. So 30 years, 40 years later, when it's time for her to retire, she has assets. The work that you are doing is vital because it means freedom. It means breaking these invisible shackles. It means getting our people out of a different state of mind and getting them to look at ownership in a totally different way. Far too many of us are living and operating and going through life, and all we are employees. All we are renters. All we are just doing the same thing, and what we are doing is making other people rich and successful. We are paying them significant amounts of money, sometimes likely far more than the property is even worth, and all they're doing is building their nest egg, building their family wealth on the backs of our rent checks. But just the simple ownership of a home now can change the destiny of 3 generations at one time. And so I believe that what we have to do is change our language about home ownership. I think the marketing and, oh, no, it's important to own a home. No. Imagine, Trellis, if you said, we're going to create a freedom campaign. In the song Glory, won the Oscar, John Legend, Common. Common says in the song, freedom is like a religion to us. We always talk about social justice and criminal justice. We always talk about civil rights and freedom and equality, but what I'm talking about is the freedom of peace of mind, the economic freedom, the freedom to be able to make choices that will benefit your family and your children's children. Home ownership is a legacy of freedom. By owning the home, I have the freedom to move and operate in a completely different way. I'm not under the pressure. Oh, I've got it. Oh my, what am I going to do? Owning allows for me to be able to say, yeah, we're going to do this. Yeah, I can walk away from this job because I already own it. So therefore, the pressure is not on me to pay the mortgage. Freedom. If we redefine what home ownership is, if we properly message to our people that home ownership is freedom, I believe we will see a revolution in our thinking. And I believe for the first time in American history, we can get black home ownership from 42 to 45 to 48 to 50 to 55 to 60. I believe we can put it on par with white America if we redefine what home ownership is. Owning a home is freedom. And there's nobody I know, black, white, Latino, Asian, Native American, who's not trying to be free. Congratulations on your 45th anniversary. And 45 years from now, I hope you won't be serving 100 people a year. I hope you'll be serving 100,000 people a year. I hope you will be in a position where countless families will go back and say, my God, thank you so much that I was able to go through their programs, to go through their financial classes, to go through the process, because that organization allowed my family to experience freedom, economic freedom in this country for the first time. Thank you so very much. Enjoy your anniversary.
What an incredible message. Freedom, inspiring, unforgettable, and really underscores the impact and the importance of home ownership, the multi-generational impact of home ownership. Thank you again, Roland Martin, for that important message. Now we'll toss it over to our Congressman, Greg Stanton.
Hi, everyone. I'm Congressman Greg Stanton. I'm happy to be with you to celebrate Trellis' 45th anniversary. Congratulations to Patricia Duarte and the entire Trellis team for keeping this organization vital and strong for 45 years. Trellis is one of our community's cornerstone organizations, one that fights for all Arizonans while embodying the very values that we all hold dear. And I want to remember my friend, Vice Mayor Calvin Good. He inspired this incredible organization, all with a simple goal: make Arizona home for everyone who dreams to call it home. Calvin Good laid the foundation for this important work. And nearly 5 decades later, it has renovated many Phoenix neighborhoods, including Garfield, and created 3,800 homeowners across Maricopa County. In tender times like these, we're reminded of just how crucial these services are for the people of our community. Trellis has done its part during this pandemic as well. The staff here at Trellis has helped distribute federal money to over 700 families in need. And now they're getting ready to help connect many more with emergency rental assistance. Our work together is not over, and I look forward to continuing to work very closely with all of you to make a difference in the lives of others. And I couldn't ask for a better partner to do that than Trellis. Congratulations again, Trellis, and here's to the next 45 years and beyond of changing lives here in Arizona.
Hi, I'm Shawanda, and I've been a Trellis homeowner since 2017. Buying a house for the first time, it was like mind-blowing, kind of like overwhelming, because it's like uncharted territory, you know? You're like, what am I doing? This is a major step. This is a big purchase, of course. But with Trellis there, helping me, giving me guidance throughout each step of the process, it really made a dream come true for me. Something I didn't think could happen. I feel like I'm more secure. I have, if I feel more settled, it's a different feeling from renting. When you have something of your own, it's just it's like more peace of mind. You feel more security in your life. The favorite part of my house, I want to say the kitchen, because I love to eat. I love to eat, I love to entertain. So this whole open concept that they have going on here, it's a beautiful thing, because you're in the kitchen and you can cook and you can still entertain and watch television, and it's the happy place in the house.
So what's your favorite thing to do?
Be at home and relax, chill out, and enjoy the space. That's what I love doing. Just enjoying the comfort of my own home. My advice for future home buyers is that even though if you've never been through a home buying process, it does seem overwhelming, but call Trellis, they'll walk you through it, and it can happen for you just like it happened for me. It's doable. Something you probably think you can't do, you can. You just need to connect with the right people, and Trellis is a great company to connect with.
Shawanda's story, her journey, again, really underscores the important work that Trellis does in our communities. Now, we are honored to introduce Arizona legend, NFL Hall of Fame quarterback, and now NFL analyst, Kurt Warner.
Well, good evening to everyone, and welcome to tonight's event. Let me say happy 45th anniversary to Trellis and all the incredible work that they're doing. I've been fortunate to be able to work with Trellis in this area of home ownership a number of times. And I can think back to when I obtained home ownership for the first time and the impact that that had on me as a husband and a father, the impact that it had on me and my wife as parents, the impact that it had on my children to have a place to call home, a place to invite their friends and feel good about, all the memories that are created when you've got a place to call home and a place to center everything in your lives around. So the incredible work that Trellis is doing, I can't overstate the impact that they're having on lives. And it's not just a short-term impact, but a long-term impact. So as you enjoy tonight's events, I just encourage all of you to really listen and understand and think back to when you obtained home ownership for the first time and what that meant to your family, the impact that that has on your entire family, you individually and your kids and your extended family and all of those tremendous memories that you've had, because that to me is the impact that Trellis is having. And we can't always understand in the short term the long-term impact that it's going to have on people's lives. But trust me, I understand and I've seen it firsthand. So I encourage all of you, and I know it's been a tough year. We've all dealt with different kinds of challenges in lots of ways, lots of shapes, lots of forms. But Trellis has done an incredible job of helping people through this pandemic and through some of those financial challenges to hold on to home ownership. So all of you that are blessed in a way to be able to give, to be able to share, to be able to be an extension of the incredible work that Trellis is doing, I encourage you tonight to just search deep and say, what can I do? And it doesn't always have to be the biggest gift, is that every little gift has impact. Every little gift is going to be an extension of what Trellis is doing. So I just want to say to all of you, thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for supporting. And Trellis, continue to do the great work that you're doing. I'm here to help support you, knowing that your work in terms of homeownership is going to truly impact the lives of people for generations to come. I love what you're doing. I support what you're doing. I salute what you're doing. God bless you all. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Kurt, for supporting Trellis and, of course, for being a champion of Trellis as well. Recently, I was able to have a conversation with Catherine Rager, the Arizona Republic's senior housing reporter. Now, take a listen as she helps us unpack the currently too hot and complicated Valley real estate market.
Thanks again, Catherine, for joining us. We have a lot to dive into, so let's get going. I know you wanted to begin this conversation with some current highlights regarding the real estate market here in the Valley.
Yes, absolutely. And I want to say thank you, Vanessa. And I'm a big fan of Trellis and all their work. So great to be here. And it is a tough time in the housing market for home buyers. If you are a seller or you are a homeowner, it is great, but the market is just on fire with prices climbing faster than they have since the boom, not like the boom area, but faster than they have been. And it's really, really tough for people to buy, to not only afford, but there are so few homes for sale. It's just houses are selling before the signs even go up, and prices have jumped 20% in the past year, and incomes have not jumped nearly as much. So we have a real affordability problem.
That is certainly a major, major problem. And, you know, we know that the real estate market is cyclical, right? It goes up, it goes down. So where are we right now, actually? Are we in a new housing bubble?
See, and that is so interesting because we have so much growth in Phoenix, we're so used to our booms and our busts. And our last one from 05, 06, and the long bust were so painful. We're all watching out of the side of, our eyes, wondering. But the thing about the market is it's real demand. It's almost 83% of buyers who were moving into the house, where we had 40% of investors before. And they're not using the bad loans that we had before. A lot of people are paying cash. A lot of people are buying from out of state where it's much more expensive and they can pay cash here. So the housing analysts are saying before the market prices even start to flatten, we have at least a year. And that's even to flatten, but based on demand and what's going on, I don't see it. So anybody waiting for a crash has got a bit of a wait, long wait.
Ooh, that's painful. So let's go a little bit deeper here. Why is there such a shortage of housing right now, particularly in the Phoenix metro area? And then what do we need to do to make sure that all Arizonans have a place to live?
We have, such a shortage. We've had really strong growth again with population and people moving here, not necessarily for jobs, particularly during COVID, move here because they can work here and it's more affordable and it's, beautiful area. But the number of homes for sale is down 40% from last year, and it was already low. So that's an issue. And part of that is because if you sell, you've got to move and buy something else and you're in the fray, but it's also the new residents. And during the last boom, we had a lot more home building where, 60,000 new homes went up in 05, 06, and now 22 to 23,000. So there's a shortage of new homes coming on the market. And there are big estimates showing what we need, but it all hits on affordable housing where we have a shortage of at least 150,000 there. That's statewide. So really the move in Metro Phoenix is to get more affordable housing and build more houses. And I don't know when that will cross, but as prices go up, the crunch comes on the affordable side.
Yeah, big time. You mentioned Metro Phoenix. I want to get a little bit more granular. Central Phoenix, for example, you see a ton of new apartment buildings being constructed. They just keep going up and up. And so that makes me wonder, as more people are moving to Central and downtown Phoenix, what policies should be considered or implemented to make sure that those established neighborhoods and also the people who live there are not so
significantly impacted by gentrification and, of course, the rising prices. That is a great point. And I know there's talk about different policies. And Central Phoenix, of course, as you mentioned, it's not just the home prices, it's the rents. New complexes go up, and we all thought, oh, will that fill up? Wow, they're $2,000 for a one bedroom. Yes, they did fill up. And that's where we're also seeing those out-of-state license plates. And that's a great deal if you're coming from LA or San Francisco. So those issues, and as it pushes farther out, of course, it's better for other neighborhoods, but the people who are getting displaced is really tough. And not being able to live close to your jobs or school, of course, makes it even tougher for those people. So I'm hearing talk, and we definitely need some more initiatives to build more affordable housing. And I think it really started before COVID, and the developers, the builders, cities, everybody got together and started talking about it, realized what an issue. And I think people are coming back to that. And the big hope is we don't want to be, I hate to pick on LA, we don't want to be a place where you can't afford, you have to work 3 jobs and you have to live an hour and a half from your job and without the right mass transit. So something needs to be done. And I feel good that people are talking about it and thinking about it. We just need the action. Catherine Rager, senior reporter for housing at the Arizona Republic. Thank you so much for joining us and for sharing of your knowledge and expertise. Vanessa, thank you so much.
Thanks again, Catherine. A lot to consider, right? A lot to mull over and unpack critical issues affecting our communities. Well, we have one final Trellis client story to share with all of you today. This is Marcos, and I think you'll be very impressed with what he has to say. I know I was.
My name is Marcos Torres, and I've been with the Trellis home buying program for the last 4 years. January was 4 years. So. I was planning on buying a house before, but I didn't know how to go about it. I never even rented a house before this, so I don't know nothing about buying houses or renting houses. And so I was listening, and I said, oh, this sounds pretty good. But I had one question for them. My only question I had for them was, can I buy a house with a felony? They said, yeah, that's not a problem. I was homeless for a lot of years, so like I said, I had nothing to lose, so I might as well try it.
So looking back now, after being in this house for 4 years, what do you think it was that changed in your life? How was it that after years of being homeless, how was it that finally you decided, I can do this, I can become a homeowner?
Well, it wasn't, first of all, I got saved. I gave my life to Jesus. I heard about my church, and they have homes, men's and women's homes for people to come out of prison or the streets or off drugs, alcohol. I was all messed up on all that. I was in the streets for 5 years, so I don't want to go back to that. I'm done with it. I was 41 years when I walked into that home. I was tired of the streets. So, I was an alcoholic for over 20 years, hardcore, so. And it gets old, it got old. I was renting rooms from Craigslist, all different people for about almost 8 years. The room is kind of small. I measured it, it was a little bit smaller than my laundry room that I have now in the back. So it's kind of different. Now I come into this house, when I walked in here, I'm like, there's a lot of room. So it's different, a lot of space. When I contacted Trellis, my counselor was Brenda, and I never had credit score. I was in debt like $20-some thousand. So I was on the minus. But like I said, I was just doing what Brenda was telling me to do, write letters, do this and do that, and she showed me how to build credit. That's how I did it. Now I'm like 800s in credit score. So, but before, when I started, I had nothing. So it's just discipline. It's just it's really a matter of what you want to do.
What's your favorite thing to do in your home?
I'd just say relax. After a hard day's work, and saying this is mine now. So.
Incredible. Again, that is the life-changing work that Trellis does. Well, you've heard Roland Morton's inspirational talk about the wealth gap for families of color. Increasing the rate of home ownership is critical among people of color to help address this gap. Trellis helps get this done. And coming out of this pandemic, housing, as you heard there, will also continue to be a challenging issue for so many people Foreclosure will be a serious threat as moratoriums end if jobs do not bounce back. Trellis helps here as well. Now, Trellis wants to help people realize their dream of home ownership, but Trellis needs your support. On a silent auction item or make a donation. And we already have our 50-50 raffle winner. So, congratulations to Lori Siegel. Yep. Again, Lori Siegel, you're our 50-50 raffle winner. So remember, the silent auction is open until noon tomorrow. Winners will be notified on the GiveSmart platform, and you will need to come by the Trellis offices to claim your item. Thank you again to all of our guests and sponsors, especially our premier sponsor, JP Morgan Chase. We really, again, could not do this without your support. So, once again, thank you to our neighborhood sponsor, Western Alliance Bank, for helping make this event happen. But mostly, thanks to all of you for attending and supporting Trellis. We are working towards the day when everyone can realize that American dream of home ownership. I'm Vanessa Ruiz. It's been a pleasure to be here with all of you today. Thank you for joining us and for supporting Trellis.